The news hit with the kind of force that makes the world stop for a moment. MMA fighter Isaac Johnson, just 31 years old, gone far too soon. For fans, friends, and everyone who ever crossed paths with him, it feels unreal to say his name in the past tense. One night, he stepped into the cage like he had countless times before. Hours later, the people who loved him were saying goodbye. It happened during a match near Chicago on Friday night. The arena was loud, alive, buzzing with the electric tension that only a fight night can bring. Isaac faced Mario Alexandrovsky, a matchup many fans had been waiting for. No one in that building could have imagined how quickly everything would change. In the middle of the fight, Isaac suffered an injury, and then the energy in the stadium shifted. The cheers faded. Worry took over. And suddenly, the night that was supposed to showcase heart, strength, and athleticism became one filled with fear and uncertainty. At 8:38 p.m., an ambulance was dispatched, its sirens cutting through the noise as paramedics rushed to get Isaac to the hospital. Crowds parted. Fighters and spectators watched in stunned confusion as Isaac was taken away, many whispering prayers, others frozen with shock. Everyone hoped he'd recover, that it was just a bad fall, a severe but survivable injury, something he bounced back from like the fighter he was. But just after midnight, those hopes collapsed. Isaac passed away at the hospital, leaving a silence heavier than any punch ever thrown inside a ring. Officials have scheduled an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death, a step that brings more questions than answers for now. What everyone does know is that Isaac had completed his mandatory physical before the bout. He had prepared, trained, and done everything fighters are required to do. He stepped into the cage healthy, cleared, and ready. And yet, something went terribly wrong. The people who trained beside him, who laughed with him, who celebrated and struggled with him, felt the blow of his passing on a deeply personal level. Mission MMA and Fitness, the gym Isaac considered home, shared a heartfelt tribute that painted a picture of who he really was outside the spotlight. An incredible person, a loyal friend, and above all, a loving father. Those closest to him described him as someone whose presence could light up a room, someone who pushed himself and everyone around him to be better. It's moments like these when the world of combat sports becomes painfully real. Fans admire fighters for their toughness, for their persistence, for their willingness to step into danger. But behind every athlete is a human being, one with dreams, vulnerabilities, and people waiting for them at home. Isaac wasn't just a fighter. He was a man building a life, shaping a future, and giving his all to the sport he loved. His death leaves behind a heartbreaking reminder that the sacrifices athletes make often go unseen. Every match, every round, every strike carries risks. And when tragedy strikes, the shockwaves reach far beyond the cage. Today, people across the MMA community are mourning, each remembering Isaac in their own way. Some recall his fierce determination, others his kindness. Many are still trying to process how someone so full of life could be gone so quickly. His gym has asked for privacy for his family, a family now facing a loss no one could ever prepare for. Isaac Johnson was 31, a fighter, a friend, a father, and his story, though tragically cut short, will not be forgotten by the people whose lives he touched. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to daily updates and never miss a video.